What's up, everybody? This is Arlit Productions. I'm going to give you guys a more detailed explanation on head movement, because on the last video I made, I wasn't necessarily teaching you guys which buttons and inputs to use when doing it. So here we go. If your opponent likes to use the 1-2, I'm going to teach you guys the head movement for it. So as you see, he's liking to touch me with the jab. And blocking it isn't always going to work, so he's eventually going to break through, and it's going to start doing damage, and it's potentially going to cut me. So the key is, you let the first punch touch you, which is the jab, you let it hit your block, then you slip right after. You just wait. You just wait until you're comfortable with slipping. Over time, you'll be able to add counters into it. One of my favorites is when you get comfortable with it, you use the rear hook, which in southpaw, it's L1 square. And also with the slips too, to slip left, it's up, and to slip right, it's down. Now in this, honestly, what I recommend, if you're fighting orthodox, I recommend you slip towards the left when you're against a 1-2 or even an uppercut combination. But if you're, of course, if you're southpaw, slip to the right. Because the reason I'm telling you to do it this way is if you slip on the lead side of your fighter, your rear hook is going to do more damage, which I think is the best combo to do against a 1-2 or a straight punch combo. I'm also going to show you guys you can do this against uppercuts. Hold on, I thought I was recording, my bad. You can do the same thing with the rear hook. But if you really want to go the opposite direction, you can use the lead hook as well. You can use uppercuts. Really does not matter, it's your preference, but I'm just giving you guys advice on mine. But let's go towards pull counters. It's almost the same thing, but I recommend mainly using it against 3-punch combinations. Nate Diaz is throwing the 1-2-3, which is a jab, straight, lead hook. And, you know, again, block, you see it's going through my block. So the key is, if you're standing in the red corner, you want to flick it to the left. But if you're standing on what Nate Diaz's side, you're gonna flick it right. Which I don't know if it makes sense, but that's how it works. You also want to have decent block when you're letting the first 2 punches touch you. You can also counter with punches like I showed you before. One of my favorites though is the rear uppercut. Southpaw, it's R1 square. In orthodox, it's R1 triangle. But we're going to go on to ducks now, which is almost the same thing. So, hold on, my bad, I thought I was recording. Let's say you're dealing with a hook spammer. You don't know what to do. You let the first 2 hooks touch you, and you duck the last one, then you do your counter. But I don't like the ducks at all. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. My bad about that little beep in the background, that was me turning off my AC. When you're against higher level players, a lot of the times they'll throw hook, then they'll trip you up by throwing an uppercut when they know you like to duck. And that can easily get you flash knocked out, which we don't want happening. So in my opinion, the pull is the safest counter you can use against uppercuts or hooks, even sometimes head kicks depending on how far out of range you are, but I never advise doing it. That is honestly my tutorial on how to do head movement in UFC 5. Remember, oh, I forgot to tell you guys the tutorial how to do ducks. So remember how pulls was if you're standing in the red corner, you flick to the left, or you flick the opposite direction, you flick to the right. And if you're in Nate Diaz's stance, remember the pull, you flick it to the right, then in order to duck, you would flick it to the left. Which, a pro tip is when you're ducking, remember you're flicking it towards the direction of what your lead leg is at. And same thing with pulling, where your rear leg is at. Just to give you guys a little point of reference. I'm sorry if what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, but I'm just trying to give you guys the best tutorial possible to help you guys get better with head movement in UFC 5. Last tip I'm going to give you before we end this video, you want to look for patterns. If you notice he's wanting to throw this 1, 2, 3, well, you want to start setting traps. You start noticing he likes to throw that strike. Eventually, you see an opening, you start countering. Or if he likes to throw uppercut, hook, uppercut, sorry for pulling back like that, but you get what I'm saying, then you can pull that, or you can even slip it like I showed you, hit him with a rear hook, and really, really get the better of your opponent. A good example of a combo I'm going to show you is one of my favorites. So a lot of people, again, you'll play against opponents who like to use the pull counter when you throw something. So what you're going to do is you're going to bait them, you're going to pull yourself, and you're going to hit them with a rear hook. So watch again. I fake, boom, boom. We're going to try it again. So the action is either faking, or you can even fully throw it. But you want to pull again, then you want to hit him with a punch. I hope this tutorial was useful for you guys for head movement in UFC 5 and potential counters. I hope this was better than the first one I made. If you guys have any questions or need any more assistance, just hit me up in the comments.